Hola. All right. I think we're live. Okay. Hold on. Let me test out something real quick. Okay. Yeah, we're good. All right. I'm going to do some real quick. It's just some, it's kind of in the same vein of how we have the Gentleman Cocktails theme song. I used to watch SNL back in the day. If you don't know what that is an acronym for Saturday Night Live. I believe it was on NBC on the old, well, back in my day, it was cable. But there was this segment called Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy. and and Guy was like, he would always read some craziness. And the narrator was like, water is wet. Sky? Well, it's the reflection of water, and that's why it's blue. And maybe I should just blow my brains out right now. I mean, it would be like some stupid crazy like that. And he would be so serious. And But I had this song in my head before we went live. And it goes like this: Deep thoughts with Jack Handy, Jack me off, girl. I don't know why that it was just in my head, and I wanted to share that with you. So, just like there's some sexy motherfuckers, we some sexy motherfuckers. Oh, maybe I got it backwards. I don't know, but yeah, I tend to play around a lot. But aloha, everyone. We are live and inspired today. The reason why I'm doing this video, first off, I am your host, Handsome Cobra, Gregory Cobrana, aka Handsome Cobra. And I am doing another live and inspired dose of my thoughts. And no, I'm not gonna show my beautiful, goddamn beautiful, handsome face. This one's gonna be. I have on my spectacles, as us old fogies like to say. I couldn't find my monocle, or I would bust that one out. Better depth perception. But no, I couldn't find that one. So I have on some glasses for reading, because as the title says, it's my thoughts on the Brie Larson and Jordan Peele controversy. And if you don't know what it is, basically, Brie Larson came out a little while ago before Captain Marvel and said, basically said some things that I guess the internet got in an uproar about. And I'll get on my thoughts about that. But also, too, Jordan Peele came out and said that he wasn't really interested in putting Caucasian males or Caucasian as the lead role. And we'll get into that as well when he was up at the Upright Citizens Brigade in Hollywood, California, one night. And he went on like an hour and 20 minutes. And it's actually a pretty good article. The Jordan Peele one is, I actually read that. It's by the Hollywood Reporter. So give a shout out to the Hollywood Reporter on that one. They're the one that reported on it. And then the Brie Larson one, I got that one from the Irish Times. So whipping the shillelagh out and putting all the young whippersnappers into shape. The Irish Times. Now I sound like Lucky for some reason, which Irish people don't really sound like that. It's kind of funny. I mean, some do, but they don't sound like a fucking leprechaun, But yeah, so. But yeah, that's what I kind of like want to get into tonight. Just that stuff, primarily. If there's anything else I may delve into, I don't know. I just wanted to apologize to everyone. Again, we are not having a Gentleman with Cocktails this weekend. Chris and I, we've just been like uber busy, and I felt kind of bad because I wanted to put something out, and but I just got confirmation from Chris that we are both going to have a table at RobCon. Yes, the Gentleman with Cocktails will be at RobCon this year, promoting the Gentleman with Cocktails. But also, too, Chris is going to be promoting his book, Tripping Him Over Reality. I believe, and don't quote me on this yet, I believe it's going to be at the Meadowview Convention Center. in Kingsport, Tennessee. Almost like Kingsport, Bristol, but that's wrong. Nah, Kingsport, Tennessee, the Meadowview Convention Center, where the hotel is. I can't remember what hotel it is right off the top of my head, but it is off exit 3 if you're going on I-26. So yeah, and I believe it's going to be the last week of June this year. Last year it was July. I believe it's going to be June this year. We will keep everyone informed. All the listeners and viewers will keep you informed. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that was a little surprise that I got, a little notification that I got from Chris a couple days ago that he was like, "Hey man, we're down for RobCon this year." I'm like, "Okay, cool, sweet." So yeah, it was a little surprise for me, and for you too. So the Gentlemen Cocktails, we will be there. So yeah. So yes, let's delve into, words, reasons, grammar, things that I must do as a voice of the people. But yes, let's delve into the Brie Larson stuff first. Okay, so like I said, I have this from the Irish Times, and it's from their website, irishtimes.com. And basically, Brie Larson is breaking down what, and I read it, and I'm not going to read like the whole thing, but there are a couple segments that I kind of wanted to get into, and then I'll give my thoughts about it. And Brie Larson was just saying that, hey, when she would go do junkets or press screenings, she would basically see not a lot of people of color or not a lot of diversity in the press junkets. And let me tell you, I know for a lot of they say, I mean, I'm not a person of journalism. I mean, I used to, I guess, date women who were journalistic majors or majors who were journalism, who were going for their journalism major or journalistic degree. Yeah, in college. So I dated a few. So I mean, I kind of got like, so I kind of skimmed through their stuff. I'm like, interesting. It's like, so I do know about the fourth estate and things like that, and what that is, and journalistic integrity, and so I kind of have the basics. But I mean, am I a student of journalism? Hell, fuck no, I am not. But no, I do understand. So, like I said before, she was basically putting out that she didn't see a lot of diversity in the press junkets and or press screenings for like her movies. And I understand, and I do understand where she's coming from, or at least I have an understanding of how, yeah, it kind of totally sucks when you don't have, when it's just 40-year-old, white dudes or white males who are basically who are interviewing you, and you're kind of like, well, why isn't there other people? Why isn't there a person of color? I mean, is this everybody? I know this can't be everybody who works in this industry. It's just 4-year-old white dudes. I mean, and me, or people would say 90% of, or not even 95% of the American population would say that, I'm a 40-year-old white dude who, pretty buff white dude, but 40-year-old nonetheless, and that I may have some roots in like Eastern European and shit, but still, motherfuckers would be calling my ass Caucasian. So I totally understand. And she was like, "Hey, she was being interviewed. She actually went up to a lady named I believe her name is Kea Brown, who was a woman of color, and she basically had her interview had Kayla Brown interview her for a movie, and the interviewer was actually disabled as well. So I mean, it says that the interview noted that nobody usually wants to take a chance on a disabled journalist. So I guess Kayla Brown was disabled. So how, in what way, I have no idea. Maybe she was in a wheelchair, physically disabled, or maybe she was on crutches. But still, it was one of those things where when you have a person like that surrounded by mostly 40-year-old, or air quotes 40-year-old males, it can be, number one, very intimidating, and number two, it's just like, wow, there's a lot of it's just really not balanced, I mean, the scales are really tipped, and this isn't just the first. And Brie Larson brings up that, listen, look, this isn't the first time. It's just ever since I've been. She says, and this is her, Brie Larson, talking. About a year ago, I started paying attention to what my press days looked like, and the critics reviewing movies, and noticed it appeared to be overwhelmingly white male, she said. And it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, I could totally understand that this is a pattern, and I totally, and if what she says is true, which I do believe her, then I would be like, yes, I mean, it is. I mean, listen, look, I'm a equal opportunist. I hate nobody, and if I do, I hate everyone equally. I've always been an equal opportunist. But no, I mean, I don't hate anyone, and I don't think, and sometimes, unless you point this stuff out to people, they don't really notice it. Or maybe it's kind of like one of those things where, but then there's a bigger debate, right? Because maybe that's the only people that wanted to do it, right? Then you're gonna, because if those are the only people available to do it, 40-year-old white males, then it's just kind of like, well, that, I mean, I do understand where it's like, she's like, hey, also too, she was like, hey, I didn't really make this for you. I made it for people of diversity, people of color, females, genders, and of the female sex, I mean, I totally, and she probably believes that that's who should be interviewing her, not like just a gaggle fuck of white 40-year-old males. So I can totally understand that. I can totally get it. I mean, I dig it. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I say to people, like, listen, look, I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I mean, two of my favorite presidents, one is a Republican, the other is a Democrat. First one is Teddy Roosevelt. The second one is John F. Kennedy. A lot of people go with what's his name, Lincoln, but he's. I mean, that's a debate I could get into for days. But and it's just but I mean, I call myself a radical Republican, and like a person who I have mad props and mad respect for is Thaddeus Stevens, Charles Sumner, those who were the real radical Republicans back in the day of the Civil War and stuff like that, and even before then, Thaddeus Stevens was a real figurehead for basically abolishing slavery altogether and making people who were slavers, just basically, and people of people who were slavers, and when the Civil War came, people who consider themselves in the Confederate Army to be basically corporally punished, which means basically uh, death by execution or death by hanging. You know, because basically you're a traitor to your nation. You know, and I truly believe that. I mean, they should have been, they, people who betray the Union should be corporally punished, to the highest degree, and it's death, and because they're traitors. It's just you're a deserter. You're deserting your post. You're deserting your country. So yeah, I mean, but also too, I mean, we could get into a debate about how the colonists deserted England, right? Jolly old England, because we were under English rule. So, but like I said, I mean, that's one of those things where it's another debate, and I'm sorry that I kind of got off topic a little bit, but I mean that's the type of stuff I'm very fascinated by. But to get back on topic, yeah, it's just one of those things where I do totally understand where she's coming from, and it's not a liberal point of view or a conservative point of view, and it's not, and has nothing to do with a nationality thing or ethnicity. It's like me. I don't care what ethnicity you are, what gender you represent, what sex you are. I mean, I see you as a person. Do we have individual characteristics and traits? Of course. It's like, I'm 5'6" and I'm a male. Okay, so there's other males that are like 6'5" and less hairier than I am, because I'm like a fucking fuzzball. And but that's the thing. Like dudes like Jason Momoa, motherfuckers like a goddamn. I mean, when it comes to the handsome Cobra, I mean, shit, man, I would probably be his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that dude's just one handsome motherfucker. I'd be like, yeah, I'm with Jason. I'm his bitch. I mean, it's like, yeah, I turned gay for Jason Momoa. That's cool. It's just one of those things, man. But I mean, it's kind of hard pressed for any man to not turn gay for Jason Momoa. If Jason Momoa is like you, I'm like, okay, pretty much. But yeah, but I can totally understand and see where she's coming. I mean, I do understand. Now that's a, and now on the flip side, it is kind of one of those things where, okay, on the flip side of that, it's like we were talking about before. If these people are the only people, the 40 some odd year old males are the only people who can interview her because they're the only ones, A, that want to interview her, B, are available, and C, I mean, I wouldn't really. I mean, if Brie Larson wants to blame the press junkets or the journalists people or whatever, it's like, okay, I mean, that's kind of. I mean, that's like people talk about, and this is kind of a serious subject. People talk about, okay, like there's not as much Asian diversity in law enforcement. Well, let me tell you something, man. Like Asian, especially like Asian cultures, Asian people will come to America. It's a lot of times, man, and I've dated Asian women before, and they told me straight up, listen, look, man, like we don't, like we're not told. I mean, like the males, are more to be doctors, lawyers, higher standard jobs. They're not made to be like cops. That's like Jim Lee, for instance. Jim Lee is Korean, right? So he's Asian. He went to college to be a doctor, not to be a fucking pencil writing comic books and shit. I mean, he did that on his fucking off time, man. But I mean, he legitimately went to fucking school to be a doctor because that's what his parents wanted him to be. I believe his dad is a surgeon or a high-ranking doctor too. So it's just kind of like one of those things. I mean, it's like that's what's expected of you, man. And ladies. So it's just kind of like one of those things where I'm like, son of a bitch. you know, and it's just one of those things where you know, Jim Lee's parents, they don't look down on him and shit. It's just that's just kind of like what's expected. So it's like to have Asian representation in the law enforcement area. Yeah, dude, you either A, gotta want it, or B, you know, give like incentives or some shit to Asian the Asian ethnicities for representation in law enforcement, because fucking A, man, you're not gonna get any. I mean, it's just kind of like, because it's like, here's another one: women in the infantry. Women are allowed. Blew my fucking mind when I learned about this shit. Women are allowed in the infantry ever since 2015. Now, I got out 2013, so this happened 2 years after I got out. But women are allowed now in the infantry, which is fucking, it was a male's job. And the reason why it was a male's job is because the simple fact is that women, like men, like can go without bathing for a lot more days than women, because we have like outdoor plumbing. Well, they have indoor, and oh yeah, women have you know, the monthlies or their periods, right, where they got to flush everything out. You know, so I mean, we always joke about having our dicks in the dirt, you know, and in the infantry, you know, and that's the thing, is that, dude, you could be out in the fucking. I remember being out on fucking missions for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight. You know, like not bathing, having to use fucking baby wipes or hoo-ha wipes, or hua wipes, excuse me, and stuff like that. Imagine being a fucking woman, right? Okay, doing that type shit. And plus, we carry a lot of fucking gear. Now, I'm not saying that a woman can't do it, but men are bred to have more muscles. That has nothing to do with gender. That has everything to do with sex, because males have more have more muscle tissue on their bodies than women generally, right? Women have more fat cells in their bodies, and that's because of biology. Why? Because they can be impregnated and they have to carry that extra fat for two, because when they have a baby growing inside the fucking bellies or wombs, you know, they got to store all that fat for them. You know, fucking just, it's like we're animals, man. I mean, every other fucking animal species almost the same fucking way. But that's one of those things, man. It's just, there's a time and a place, and to force what a person could say, and this is not me talking personally, okay? This is not me talking, but what I'm saying, a person could argue for the fact that, okay, now you're forcing representation. Now you're forcing us to hire people on who may not even be fucking qualified for the position, who may not even want the position, but now we're having to scramble to find somebody because we're having to bend over backwards for you, and you're just a fucking actor, Brie Larson. Yeah, I mean, they could literally throw that shit back in our face. And yeah, I mean, Brie Larson, I mean, she did a pretty good job in the room. I seen the room once, and yeah, it's a sad story. I really wasn't that impressed, but I don't think I was really in the mindset to watch it, because I was visiting my cousin down in Miami, and he had it on in the background, and I wasn't even fucking paying attention to it, because I was having too much fun with my cousin. Fucking just talking about 80s synthwave and shit, you know, just talking about fucking Blade Runner and oh shit, what's his name? Vangelis. Vangelis. Yeah, Vangelis and shit, you know, all that's all the synthwave stuff and new wave, and oh yeah, oh, man, all the 80s, man, stuff, music. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing, is that that was like, I think like the only thing I really saw her in. I still haven't seen Captain Marvel. Like I said, I probably won't see it in a movie theater. Not because I'm like boycotting it or anything like that. It's just I'm just hey, this week coming up, next Friday, Shazam comes out the 5th, and let me tell you, I'll probably see that Sunday, so or Saturday. I haven't made up my mind yet, but yeah, it's I'm totally looking forward to that. And like I said, one of my favorite characters is actually fucking Mary Marvel, not even Shazam, because I think that in those comic books, like she has, especially in the 52, uh, the countdown to Final Crisis, like those books, that book series, like she actually has a very entertaining and just very well done story arc and like just from it's like a enthralling, intriguing. They show a lot of depth. They put a lot of exposition in her character and stuff like that. And especially like her with the Black Adam family, you know, her and Osiris and Isis and Black Adam, and then when she becomes a part of the Black Adam family, it's really cool. It's really cool. I mean, her character development and that is just top notch, and I love it. That's why, like for me, she's like my favorite character, rather than Billy Batson. You know, like that's I like that character more than Billy Batson, Captain Marvel. I actually like Mary Marvel, so. But that's me, and that's like, and she's a female, so so it has nothing to do with me. I'm not sexist or in any fucking way. It's a lot of people may not agree with what I say, or they may try to say that, oh, what you're saying is sexist. That's not what that's. If you know me, I'm not that way. I just listen, look, science wise, biology wise, this is fact. Whether or not you want to believe it, that's cool, but your belief system is very fucked up and very skewed because it's not based on facts, it's based on your own belief system. But then we get into truth and belief, and those are two totally separate things. But so when it comes down to it, I do support what Brie Larson says, with a caveat that I do want change. I do think that and in this article it talks about the Time's Up movement. I think that the Time's Up movement is nice for Hollywood. And when you have people like Scarlett Johansson and all these people talking about the Time's Up movement and Oprah Winfrey, that's great. That's fine, man. But if you're not going out and rallying with the common folk, the commoners, right? If you're not marching with commoners, if you're not there in the trenches with commoners, then what the fuck? Because I honestly, then you're just you're doing some Karl Marx bullshit, right? Because Karl Marx, the dude's about communism, but he would rather preach than practice, right? He's like, no, you go out there, my flock, and do all the work while I just talk about Marxism and communism and all this other shit, but you go out and do it. This is my theory. These are my theories on what should be. And no, you go out, you spread the word by any means necessary. Yeah, I mean that's where you get into that dangerous territory, and that's what I'm just afraid of, right? That's where it's like, yeah, you keep one eye open while you're sleeping on this one, because it's just one of those things where, yeah, I'm all about, hey man, if a woman has been sexually abused or has been abused physically, verbally, emotionally, even a dude, even a guy like Terry Crews, anybody, no one has the right to overpower or intimidate another person, period, or make a person feel uncomfortable. But also too, a person must confront their intimidator, their attacker, their whoever's making them feel uncomfortable. Because some people, I will say this, some people, just because you may feel intimidated by a person, they have no fucking clue. Because sometimes it's a person's demeanor. Like my demeanor, sometimes when I'm at the gym, my demeanor at the gym is like, get the fuck away from me. And 9 times out of 10, people do. Now, there are some people that just want to come up to me in the gym And it's just like, man, do you not get like the social cues? Do you not get the unspoken the body language cues that I don't want to be fucked with, man? For real. It's like I got some shit on my mind. I'm trying to work it out, like literally through the weights and shit, because I'm going through some tough times right now, man. So, yeah, it's usually people can pick up on those social and body language cues, but most people can. Some motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck. They just don't understand. And those, but yeah, and that's one of those things where it's just I'm afraid. Like I said before, I support what she's saying. It's just that there's like a caveat right there where it's like, hey, listen, look, people can turn this, people can turn it ugly. I mean, anyone can take anyone's words and make them ugly. You could take these words that I'm saying and make them ugly. You can make a soundbite of it and chop it up to where you don't even see the fucking context anymore. The context is basically me saying personally this, that, and the other about Brie Larson, which I'm like, no, I'm just saying that a person could flip it, right? Because my personal views are like, I agree with her. It's just there's a caveat where you can't force people to. It's like sometimes when you force people, it's like backing them in a corner and they just fight twice as hard, right? And also too, there may not be. I mean, like I said, I mean there may not be a plethora of journalists or people of journalism who can actually go to the junket, right? Whether they're a person of minority or diversity, or a person of color, or gender, transgender, female, whatever. And that's the other thing too, is that I know, and this isn't sexist at all, but women don't like to consider themselves a minority, but they are. I mean, even white women, and that's like a woman like Brie Larson, she's a minority, because as true as the day is old, James Brown said it best. This is a man's world, and it ain't that's not racist or sexist or anything like that. It is fucking true. Right now, it is a man's world still. Times are changing. Like another guy that I know, Bobby Dylan. Times are changing. But let me tell you something. They haven't changed fully yet. And I hope that they do. I hope in my lifetime, I won't have to deal with this bullshit of people feeling not represented and stuff like that, because it's, at least when I'm old and, if I have grandkids, that they don't have to go through this bullshit. Because I do understand, man, that, listen, look, it sucks. I understand, like, if I was a minority, if I was a female, if I was a person of color, like, I'm not even what you consider a WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. I'm not even fucking that. I'm Catholic. So, fucking, like, in some places, I mean, if there's like a Blanco scale, I'm on the fucking bitter end. Because back in the day, fucking even white people were discriminated in America because for being Catholic or being German, like even before, man, World War II, because they were immigrants. Still, yeah. I mean, person can be like, well, that's, white people problems. And it's like, yeah, you're still white, okay, or you're still considered white, but you still have to deal with Protestant people, because Protestants were the ones that ran America for the most part, And that's the thing. It's like, and then that's when you ever hear a person say WASP, that means white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, something that I'm not. Like I said, because I believe in Catholicism, I'm not that type of person. So, and I mean, even to an extent, I guess you could say that I'm in a minority, but it's just, but it's like but on like a on the of dealing with race and color and ethnicity, no, I'm not. But I do, but I do respect Brie Larson, and I do respect her words. But I do understand. But I can see and understand the other side too, doing that. And I don't like it when people twist people's words. I don't mind when people overly explain themselves, because some people are like, yeah, we got it. It's like, well, sometimes you fucking don't, man. Because you have to, because if you don't explain yourself and you don't allow a person to explain themselves, then you're not getting the right information. Now, some people may go around the bush, may circle around the barn 3 or 4 times before they get to this thing, because yeah, some people get sidetracked. Case in point, me. I'm guilty of that. But still, if you're a decent human being, or a human being who has compassion, and if you're a person who knows a person, like my friends and my family and people that I love and care for, and people that I work with, I mean, they know me. It's like they know that I number one, I never try to offend a person. And number two, if I do offend a person, I would want them to come up to me and say like, hey, I was, I what you said didn't really sit well with me. I don't know if you were joking or if you really meant that. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it was totally a joke. Bad joke. I'm sorry. I'll watch my mouth. I didn't mean to offend you if I did. And it will never happen again. I totally apologize. And that's how I am. That's truly, honest to God, that's, that ain't me, doing any handsome Cobra bullshit. That's just honestly, that's honestly how I am, because I never want to offend anybody. But the caveat of that is that you're always going to offend somebody. Somebody's always going to be offended, because they're gonna be like, oh, you're not genuine. You're being fake and stuff like that. It's like, no. But, and to those people, fuck them. That's just how you got to be. And if they're offended by me saying fuck them, then fuck them, because I don't care. Then they're not worth my time, and they're oxygen stealers. So fuck them. But yeah, so yes, I think we covered Brie Larson pretty heavy. So yeah, if there's any questions or comments that you have, comment below. Let me know, and I'll try to be more clear on the subject, because I don't want anyone to be confused or be like, this guy's a piece of shit. No. I don't want that at all. I want people to take away from this that I support Brie Larson's comments. I do believe that there should be more representation, especially in the movie industry, but it is the fucking movie industry, and people could just be like, you're a fucking actress, you get paid to play a role, to play somebody who's fake, so what you bitching about? People could actually make that fucking argument. Have you ever served in the military? Did you ever, were you ever a fucking, I mean, people could say that I have more respect for her, for Gal Gadot, because she actually served in the fucking military, and the Israeli military, which is fucking Israeli people. Like, Americans we take a lot of tactics from the Israelis, because fuck, man, they were like, after World War II, never again. So yeah. And yeah, I mean, people could legitimately, I'm not talking for myself, but I'm just saying that a person could legitimately bring that to Brie Larson and be like, well, what the fuck did you do for this country? Not a goddamn thing. Thanks a lot, pal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a legitimate person could say that. I mean, would they be in the right? Would they be in the wrong? I don't know. I don't want to get into that, but they could. So, but let us move on. I digress. Okay, so with Jordan Peele. Okay, so Mr. Peele, he was, like I said before, he was at the Upright Citizens Brigade in East Hollywood at an improv mecca, Upright Citizen Brigade Theater. And he was basically having a conversation about it's kind of interesting because he was having a conversation about his career, about his dependency on marijuana, which I never knew, the making of Get Out, and his favorite Twilight Zone episode, which is pretty cool. You know, just learning about that from this article. And I must say, I read through. I speed read or speed read it. However you pronounce that. Yeah, speed read it pretty fast, but I pretty much got the gist. And the one thing that everybody's, because it's a Hollywood Reporter, the person, I'll give this person credit, Chris Gardner and Seth Abramovich. Seth Abramovich and Chris Gardner. They're the two that actually did the article. So, and so yeah, just want to give a shout out to them. I mean, I actually thought, I mean, I'll probably reread it again just to go a little bit more in depth for my own personal. But yeah, I mean, I say, you know, check out this one and check out the one at the Irish Times and Brie Larson. You know, it's really good. That one is a bit shorter, the Brie Larson one, and it's and it kind of hits the bullet points. Okay, so like with this one, like I said before, everybody's just kind of getting all up in arms when it comes to the interwebs about Jordan Peele. Now, you know, because Us is a success, and then he goes to the Upright Citizen Brigade and basically says that he's not really interested in hiring white leads right now. You know, that's just not really his thing, and I totally get it. You know, let me see. I'm trying to start. Okay. Yeah, because basically he's talking about what I'm reading right now. I mean, because I'm trying to get back to because I didn't highlight it. Because okay, so where I'm at, he's talking about power. So okay, we'll just start from here. Okay, fame is still something he's figuring out. I don't envy someone who gets famous overnight. Jordan Peele cautioned. The hardest part is being recognized. I used to think that being in the public eye gave you power, but all of a sudden they have the power and can come up to you in an hour into dinner. But there are other kinds of power, and Peele plans on wielding this judiciously. One way is to keep putting black faces on screen and leading roles. The way I look at it, he explained, I get to cast black people in my movies. I feel fortunate to be in this position where I can say to Universal, I want to make a $20 million horror movie with a black family. And they say, yes. It's a formula he's not interested in messing with. Okay, this is Jordan Peele. I don't see myself casting a white dude as the lead in my movie. Not that I don't like white dudes, he said, noting over to his narrator, pal Roberts. But I've seen that movie. The line drew loud applause and shouts of agreement. It really is one of the greatest pieces of this story, is a feeling like we are in this time. A renaissance has happened and proved the myths about representation in the industry are false. And then it goes on to, during an audience Q&A, a woman asks Peele to name his favorite episode of Twilight Zone, saying as he is taking over from Rod Serling for his CBS's All Access planned reboot of the sci-fi anthology series. Peele cited, the monsters are due on Maple Street. a lot of people's favorites, actually. That was the one that we actually were talking about with Mr. Adams when he was our special guest on Gentlemen Cocktails. And yeah, so yeah, when we were talking about the Monsters Do on Maple Street, that was pretty good. Oh no! That was Johnny Lupshow. Johnny Lupshow when he was on. I'm sorry. Yeah, we were talking about the Monster Do on Maple Street. Yeah, I still need to see that episode. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, getting back to but so since I read that, yeah, I totally understand where he's coming from. And hey, listen, look, it's like for however long the movie industry has been in, fucking what, going on like 100 year, close to 100 years now. I mean, holy shit, dude. I mean, there has been like fucking white people in all the fucking movies, man. I mean, you had white males and put basically paint their bodies red so they could represent Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had white males, do the old blackface, which is very racist, and I don't approve of that. That's like I tend to joke about Soul Man, the C. Thomas Howell movie on Gentlemen Cocktails, but really, yeah, I mean I joke about it, but in the context, I mean it's fucked up that this white kid would actually do that to get a scholarship. I mean, and I mean that's something I would never do, but I would totally, yeah. I mean, if I ever got to interview C. Thomas Howell, you fucking ain't right, I would bring up Soul Man. I would be like, yo, Soul Man, what's up? I don't give a fuck. That dude ever fucking punched me, man, I knocked that motherfucker out. Let me tell you. Or he would try to punch my ass, Yeah. But yeah, I'd beat the fuck out of C. Thomas Howell if he ever fucking, tried to lay hands on me because I called his ass Soul Man. You fucking crazy. But yeah, so I mean, just because, and that's just one, and yeah, I mean, it's like, because I mean, number one, I mean, that's, I mean, the Soul Man stuff, I mean, it's fucking, it just shows you like the fucking the air quotes white people problems, or the lengths that a person would go to basically get a scholarship to be a minority. It's like, it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's like, but did he need to have that fucking role? I mean, look where C. Thomas Howell is now. I mean, the dude's a character actor. It's not like he blew the fuck up. I mean, he did movies like Sight Out and shit. I think that's that fucking volleyball movie. I could be wrong. Hold on. But yeah, let's see. Yep, Sight Out. Yeah, C. Thomas Howell. Yep, I was right. Shit, I can't see it. Oh, let me see. Let's see one more thing. Mark Watson. Yep. In order to win a scholarship, Mark Watson, the white son of an affluent psychiatrist, pretends to be black on his application form. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like, my God, dude. Seriously, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm not, and that's where I would just be like, yeah, dude, I'm not that fucking stupid. I would never fucking do that. I mean, this is going to haunt you for the rest of your days, man. Yeah, but getting back to what I was saying, I don't believe in that stuff. I would never do. I mean, number one, I'm not that fucking stupid, and number two, I would never do it because I know it's disrespectful to be. I mean, like putting on blackface or doing some stuff like that. I don't care, even if a person, like, I like The Rock, right? The Rock's Samoan, but his father was also African American. I would never fucking, you know, do that and be like, I'm The Rock. The Rock says, you know, I would never do that. I'm just like, I'd just be pasty ass motherfucker with tattoos and be like, The Rock says. I mean, I'll dress up like smell what The Rock is cooking, you know, and I'll be like, yes, smell, you know, I'll do all that shit, but I'm not putting on fucking, not darken my skin, put it on quote unquote blackface. Hell no. I ain't doing that shit. Never fucking happened. I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking. I'd be like, if The Rock was Catholic, this is what the fuck. And if The Rock was Catholic and pasty faced, yeah, this is what he would fucking look like, I guess. I don't know. And if he was 5'6" and not 6'5", then yeah, this is what he would look like. But the fact of the matter is, I would never do some stupid shit like that. You know, and that's why, you know, see Tom's Howe ever fucking, if I ever called his ass old man and he ever tried to fucking throw down with me, I'd knock his ass out. I don't care if he's fucking 80 years old. That motherfucker, he get knocked the fuck out if he ever tries to assault me. Shit. But yeah, but it's one of those things. I totally understand, man. Like, we're getting back to what Jordan Peele is talking about. I totally understand what he's talking about. I fucking get it, man. I don't want to see, I'm kind of tired of seeing pasty ass face motherfuckers too. You know, it's like, you know, all the time. I think that is really cool, man, that you have a person like Duke Winston, who is oh shit, M'Baku from Black Panther, and the dude is representing fucking, you know, Howard University, you know, fucking sweater. And the motherfucker, and the dude has a boat, and he's like, hey, and the reason why Jordan Peele was like, yeah, dude, it's like, I totally didn't have a fucking boat, man, so I thought it would be cool to have, like, not just a person who is African American or of African descent in a fucking boat, but just a person in a boat. I thought that was pretty cool, you know, for the movie. So I'm talking about us. So yeah, it's like, because the family has a boat, and that's what Gabe, what's the Gabe Wilson? Yeah, the Wilson family. Sorry. Yeah, so Gabe Wilson got a boat, and I think that's pretty fucking cool. And I totally understand where he's like, but I mean, what I hate is that the tabloids just kind of turn it, and journalist people turn it as, oh well, you know, Jordan Peele is not going to hire, isn't going to hire white people or white males in lead roles. It's like, the dude said that he doesn't see himself hiring people, and it's all because, hey man, he's in a position where he can help other people get into a position, you know, can help people up, can give them a hand up, not a handout, as I say. I always say that, man. It's like, you know, I'm not looking for a handout, but a hand up, right? It's kind of fucked up though too, because people can twist it and be like, you know, well, who gave you the power, Jordan Peele, to be the fucking gatekeeper, you know, of who's worthy and who's not fucking worthy, you know? And that's one of those things where, because people can see it like, well, why did this person get this but not me, or not them, or not, you know, literally people could be like, you know, who sucked your dick, Jordan Peele, to get this fucking role? I mean, literally, people could say that shit, and I don't know if they would be right or wrong, because it's like, I don't know. I mean, because absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, I mean, but it's just one of those things. And he even talks about, like what I was talking about with the article. I mean, he talks about power. So he's like, I'm in power to where I can go up to fucking Universal and say, hey, I want to make a $20 million movie with the black family. And they're like, yes, okay. You know, so, and that's the thing. So long he keeps on cranking out fucking hits, man, they're not going to question him. As soon as he makes a bad one, then I'm going to be like, haha, well, maybe we need more diverse in there. Maybe, you know, cast a white man with a Latino a female and married couple, yeah. I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying that's what they could do, because now Jordan Peele is kind of like on a trajectory of, oh shit, he made a stinker. Yeah. So they may fucking. So I mean, everybody fucking is all about writing them tailcoats because you making money. But as soon as you stop making fucking money, it's like they're like, what have you done for me lately, motherfucker? Yeah, you made a stinker. Nah, we're not gonna give you that $20 million. We're not gonna give you that $100 million budget now. No, 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 no. We gotta be more diverse, man. You know. And so that's what I'm saying, and that's where people can twist it. But I do. I mean, I don't know Jordan Peele personally. I probably never will. But the thing is that he seems like a cool dude. I mean, dude came out with a Corey Feldman shirt on, at the Upright Citizen Brigade. And I mean, I've seen him in interviews. Seems like a pretty down to earth guy. I mean, but that's probably just his public persona. I mean, the motherfucker could be like he could have like a dungeon in his fucking cellar and just fucking like, tie people up in there. It's like, I don't fucking know. You know, yeah, I'm not saying he does, but I'm just like, it's like for all I fucking know. But yeah, so, but no, but this is just like I said. These are my thoughts, and yeah, and I'm all for, I'm all for Jordan Peele, doing this and trying to get more African American, African American, or even African ethnicity, because it doesn't have to be just African American. It could be like a British African or any African descent. Even if you were born in New Zealand or Australia, or Canada, any. I mean, I'm all about the him wanting to help people and bringing more diversity to the Hollywood industry, because I mean, Hollywood. I mean, and a lot of people could say that Hollywood is just one of those things. I mean, there could be an argument said that, well, Hollywood is ran by, you know um by just like, rich white men, rich white Jewish men. I mean, I know what you call it. Shit, what's his name? Oh, I like. Oh, damn it. He's the. Fuck. I can't remember his name now. Oh man, he's on the. Damn it. Can't remember. The guy is always wearing the yarmulke and talks really fast. He sounds pompous and arrogant, but I don't think he is. I think he kind of is, kind of isn't. I like hearing him speak. He's a good speaker. He's a lawyer. Damn, what the hell is his fucking name? It's on Joe Rogan. Been on the Rubin Report. Oh, fuck, man, I can't remember his name. But yeah, I mean, damn it, man. They're always giving him shit too. Conservative dude, lives out in California, has his own show on Fox, I think. He goes to he's always going to universities and stuff and talking. Damn, I cannot remember his name. Why can't I remember this guy's name? I'm so sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's like, but this guy, I cannot remember his name. Oh, fuck. What's. All right, this is going to bug me. God, fuck. Oh, Ben Shapiro. That's who it is. Yeah, Ben Shapiro. Benjamin Shapiro. That's who I'm thinking about. Okay, yeah, Ben Shapiro. He was on the Joe Rogan fucking podcast and said that, dude, let me tell you something, man. He was from the East Coast, man. When he came over to the West Coast, I mean, motherfuckers were like, you know, he got in good because, man, it's like people from like fucking studios and shit were calling his ass because he was Jewish, man. Like from uh uh movie studios and shit, and calling him because he's like fucking Jewish and shit. You know, just because the motherfucker because that dude's Jewish. I mean, it's just, and that's just one of those things, man. I mean, I'm not saying that's how it is, but I'm just like, well, damn. I mean, and this dude said this on the Joe Rogan podcast, man, Joe Rogan Experience. So it's like, I'm just like, damn, bro. You know, so that's one of those things too, man. And it's like, and in the Jewish culture, man, it's like, it don't matter who the fuck the father is, man. It's like, so your mom Jewish, you fucking Jewish. It ain't no fucking like half Jew. It's like it all because, you know, your father could be whoever the fuck, you know, average Joe. But if the mom's Jewish, I mean, that's who the fuck he came out of. And everyone recognized her as being Jewish, then motherfucker, you Jewish. So that's pretty cool, man. I actually learned that shit in college too, man, because I took a theology class. Oh, a few theology classes actually. Like introduction to religions and a couple other ones. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, introduction to religion was the first one because that's like the first one you have to take, and then I took like a couple other ones as like electives, I think. But yeah, instead of like taking like fucking basket weaving or some shit. But yeah, no, I mean, it's like, but yeah, it's just, it's one of those things where people could just be like, yeah, it's, so I'm not trying to fucking do like a Mel Gibson here because that's like the other thing too. Like I was talking about myself. I was talking about like the whole Mel Gibson situation with myself, I should say, by myself. Yeah, you know, because sometimes, you know, I thought, you know, I think out loud and stuff, and like I do not support what Mel Gibson said or says. I don't care about that dude. I mean, but I was thinking, it's like, how long does a dude have to be in Hollywood jail? How long till the mending and healing can start or happen, you know, till he can crawl his way back, right? Because it's like, if the dude, because like I was kind of thinking, well, I mean, if the dude, if he says, listen, look, man, I've been through sensitivity training, I've been through ethnicity training, I got a fucking certificate of approval for all these. It's been a decade, going on over a decade. I'm a changed man, because people can change. It's like I'm a different man than what I was in the military. I mean, when I was in the military, man, I was a drunkard. I was an alcoholic, but I fucking drink my ass off, man. I was a partier. I was a womanizer. I mean, shit. I mean, there's a lot of things and we're talking, and that was like fucking 8 years ago, man. You know. Well, plus now, 8 years plus, especially the first fucking, my first year in the military, first year and a half, man. I didn't have a fucking like girlfriend, man. Hell no, man, dude. I was fucking. I had girlfriends, man. Shit. I was like E3, man, in my first year, and I was fucking partying and fucking and just boozing and fucking some more. I mean, dude, it was great. I mean, like, at least I thought it was, until like I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I wasn't really saving anything, and it's not a healthy life, you know. Thank Christ I didn't get fucking AIDS and or like some fucking STD or some shit, you know. I mean, it was just, you know, and that's just one of those things that you just have to, you know, watch out for, you know, and that's, you know, but yeah, it's just one of those things, like how long must a person be in that jail? You know, I mean, I don't know if Mel Gibson would ever do that fucking type of training, but it's just if he were to do that, I'm like, well, damn, man, it's been a year. He was drunk at the time when he said those racist uh, and bigoted slurs to the officer. And if he's truly a changed man, if he truly is asking for redemption, and redemption, you know, shouldn't be given without, because you got to redeem yourself. I mean, you got to go through hell, you know, to get that little piece of heaven, right? You know, but if he's like, listen, look, I've been going through counseling, I've been doing this training. I mean, you can talk to my psychiatrist if you want. You can fuck, man. It's like you can talk to all these people, and if everyone says that, yeah, you know, he's making good progress, he's changing. You know, he sees his faults and he's recognizing it, and he's is making a willingness to change. Then yeah, I mean, I would say I would have to be on the side of give the man another shot. But that's like if the guy, that's like if he went through all this, right? If he like sacrificing to make a change, right? But if he's not, if he's still the same old Mel, just kind of fucking doesn't give a shit, then fuck him, you know. Then yeah, just throw him to the fucking wolves. But if he's like actively looking to make a change in his life and just realizes that what he's been doing isn't working out for him, isn't good, isn't healthy, a healthy environment, then yeah, you gotta fucking, where does the path of redemption start then? How can a person redeem themselves when people are not willing to give a person a starting point? That's it. I mean, but yeah, with Jordan Peele, it's just one of those things where I do believe that I do see him as a good lightning rod for people of of African descent or ethnicity, or if you want to say a person of color or a black person. I do see him as a person who can be that lightning rod for those people, and I wish him all the success with that. You know, and I'm all for it. And I don't see his comments as being racist or anything like that, or reverse racism, which I don't believe in that stupid reverse racism shit. It's like, listen, look, racism means that it doesn't matter like what fucking, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, you know, Asian, Indian, whatever, man. It, you know, racism is racism. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could be an African American or a person who's black, be racist to a white person. Like if a person called my ass cracker in the meaning that basically I'm in a racist derogatory comment way, then that's racist. That's not reverse racism. That person's being racist to me because they're calling me a cracker. Like if I call myself a cracker, that's just because I'm just being stupid and an idiot. I'm like, you crazy ass cracker, handsome Cobra. You know, it's like, you cracker ass cracker, handsome Cobra. Shit. You know, and that's just me being dumb. It's like, you know, because I'm not. You know, I'm not one of those people. And, you know, it's just, I don't believe in, you know, I know that everyone has their prejudices. Everyone is prejudiced against somebody, certain people for something. Everyone is bigoted towards somebody in some way. And if anyone says that they're not, they're fucking liars. You know, and that's just it, man. It's like I have, you know, I mean, I have a very, very bad problem for people who are morbidly obese. I mean, that's like one of my prejudices, right? It's like, how do you let yourself get to that point? I don't know. Is it like a chemical imbalance? Is it something that, I mean, but it's, are you just not unmotivated? Do you want to die? I mean, what's going on? I mean, that's where my mind goes right? Because it's like, why can I motivate myself? And like, listen, look, man, I suffer from a lot of shit, right? I mean, I have my own fucking mental issues, but I to combat depression, to combat loneliness, to combat uh, other mental issues that I have in my life, I work out. I I try to live a healthy lifestyle. It's not the best lifestyle, but it's the best for me. And that's one of those things. And yeah, and so when it comes to people who I see, when I see Americans, when I see Americans who are morbidly obese, and I mean morbidly fucking obese, when they are riding on a rascal or a hover round and both ass cheeks are fucking off and hanging off the bottom of the seat on both sides and about to wrap around it, that's when I'm just like, I'm fucking done. That's when I just like, what the fuck? That's when I get very, I guess, bigoted and prejudiced against people who are fucking overweight, because I don't understand it. I don't understand. I mean, how can you let yourself live like that? How can you not regulate yourself? Do you not love yourself? Why don't you love yourself? Why do you hate yourself so much to let your body be in so distraught? That's why when people talk about people with pre-existing conditions, I mean, motherfucker has, I mean, I don't doubt that these people have type 2 diabetes or diabetes, because it's like, yeah, you're overweight, but that's the problem, is that when you're morbidly obese, it's not, I'm not talking about people who are just a little overweight. Like, I've been overweight, right? Like, fat, I guess, quote unquote fat. But it's like, fucking, I just change my eating habits, and next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, I'm like, I'm not skinny as a fucking rail, but it's like, I'm more healthier. I can feel myself being, but it's just changing up your diet. You shred about 10, 15 pounds of stored energy that's just basically just there, not doing anything. But I mean, people who are morbidly obese, you are more liable to die young, have health problems, have to go in and out of surgeries. It's fucking damn near haunting, and not a beautiful haunting, goddamn haunting, that these people just hate themselves so fucking much, man, that they're willing to have these health problems or be a higher risk at health problems. That's why sometimes it's like, listen, look, man, I don't go to fucking doctors, man. I don't. I don't fucking care to go to doctors. I mean, I do go to, like the VA doctors and stuff, but I don't fucking go to I hate going to doctors. Unless I got a broken limb or some shit, man. Like a open or closed fucking broken limb, or open or closed wound. It's like, yeah, man, fucking, or open and closed break. I'm sorry. Then yeah, dude, something fucking serious, man. But if you can still like wiggle your toes, wiggle your feet, oh, it's just a fucking sprain, you just got to put some ice on it. It's like, no, man, it's not worth going to the fucking hospital, going in the emergency room, waiting there for like fucking 3 hours. No, hell no, man. So some doctor can just like look at you, and they don't even want to fucking be there. Nurses, act like fucking assholes, a lot, because they don't want to fucking be there, because they got, in their mind's eye, they got better shit to do, apparently, or they've been working double 12-hour shifts, doubles, and it's just like, holy crap. I mean, yeah, it's like, I understand, yeah, it's like, it is fucking hell no. So yeah, I'm guilty of that. That's what I'm guilty of. But the problem is, because I want people to love themselves, I want them to find somebody and be in love with that person, and them to live a long and healthy life. It's like, why are you killing yourself? Why do you hate yourself so much that you're allowing yourself to be so unhealthy? And if people are like, oh no, I don't hate myself. Yeah, you do. Because you overstuff yourself, because you you gorge on this, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be that shape. Guarantee it. You hate yourself. You do not love yourself. And yeah, and so with the Jordan Peele stuff, getting back on topic, I support him. I support him, ladies and gentlemen. I do, and I hope that he does a lot of good in the futures to come and future days to come. I was very intrigued to hear that he had a marijuana dependency. That's kind of funny because that's something that him and Kevin Smith share. But the dude lives in California where it's legal or legalized, at least in the state, not federally. So, and I always go by federal law, not state law, because one's the government, one's the fucking state, and the federal law always trumps state law. That's why fucking Thomas Jefferson lost out on that fight when it came to Alexander Hamilton. Because Thomas Jefferson wrote some beautiful words, and that was about it. That guy is fucking. Oh yeah, and he was a president too. So, but still, I mean, yeah. But he never fought the war. He only just wrote some beautiful words to get people. I mean, guy's fucking just about as bad as Karl Marx almost. But yeah, like I said before, I support Jordan Peele. I support Brie Larson. I don't think what Brie Larson said was sexist. I don't think what Jordan Peele said was racist at all. And like I said before, I'm somewhat of a 40-something-year-old white male, so it's kind of like, yeah, I don't see any harm in what they said. I think that they basically spoke truth, and I support both of them. So, and with that being said, I'm going to start wrapping up this. Sorry, I got a little passionate there, especially talking about the Soul Man, Died Out, and C. Thomas Howell. And, but yeah, it's just, yeah. And then the Mel Gibson stuff, but it's just one of those things. At least the only thing I want people to take away from this is that just make up your own opinion. If you think I'm a fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Nuts or Cocoa Puffs or whatever the fuck, then great, cool. Comment below, let me know. If you think I'm you're a racist bastard or a piece of shit, I'm like, no, I'm not. But hey, thanks for commenting, I guess. Did you hear all the podcast VidPod? Because maybe you didn't. Maybe I wasn't speaking too clear. But if I need to reiterate something, by all means, I'll reiterate it in the comments below. Because no, man, I'm trying to love everyone equally. I'm very judgmental. I will say that I am judgmental when it comes to people because I this is one of my pet peeves, and I hate it. This is one thing I hate when people say that they are not judgmental, because that is bullshit. And I will call a person out on that when they say that they do not judge. That is bullshit. Everyone judges. It's what you believe and judge somebody about that makes it valid for you yourself. Like I said, I'm judgmental when it comes to morbidly obese people. Just like the prejudice, I guess. I mean, because I just don't like it. It shouldn't be fucking happening. I mean, hell, man, if they made it illegal in America to be fucking morbidly obese, maybe you wouldn't have so many fucking health problems. I don't know, but I'm just saying. It's just, I mean, I know in the Judge Dredd comic books they made that shit. They made being morbidly obese fucking illegal, and there wasn't a lot of fucking morbidly obese people in fucking Judge Dredd, so or they got fucking thrown in jail. But then again, it is a fucking fantasy comic book, so. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just one of those things where I want people to keep the conversation alive, keep it going, think your own thoughts. And like I said, these are my thoughts. My thoughts are, a lot of times I'll have a topic, I'll get scatterbrained, and I'll pause a lot. I'll contemplate on something. It's like I learned a long time ago in college, many moons ago, that back in the day, uh, especially like you know uh, especially Oriental uh, scrolls and stuff like that, they would see the scroll and see a portion of it, right? They wouldn't read all of it. They would see a portion, roll it back up, contemplate on it for a bit, take it back out, read that portion again, move on to the next one, roll it back up, contemplate on the second one and the first one, and then just keep on this pattern of how those two, of how the one represents the other, or how the one represents the second one, and how the second one represents the first, and just come up with all these different possibilities. And they would ponder on this for sometimes weeks, months, years, whatever, And that's the thing. So sometimes, even though we get so enamored by big picture, right? Sometimes you got to put it in digestible bites for people. And that's what I try to do. I try to even do that for myself. And like I said before, this is very therapeutic for me. I love doing this. I will always be doing this probably. Hopefully till the day I die. Hopefully I never get bored of this, doing this. If I only have 25 subscribers on the channel, I mean, that kind of sucks, because that means that, I don't think I'm a failure. I would like to get more notoriety. I would like to get more exposure and stuff like that. Yeah, do I want to be famous? I don't know. Would I like people to see my beautiful, spectacular goddamn face all over the interwebs? You're damn right. Because I'm handsome Cobra, baby. And team up with people like from Funhouse, or from fucking Inside Gaming, or fucking the Collider people, or whatever, Tyrone Magnus. He has a lot of followers. Piggyback off his stuff. No, I'm joking. But no, yeah. I would love to collaborate with other people on the YouTubes. Of course, man. Hell, even the weekly poll people. As much as I don't care if they are not my cup of tea, I will collaborate with them, because you never know. Because maybe they can sway my opinion. Maybe it's like, you know what? I'll give you another chance. Maybe they're my Mel Gibson, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would love this channel. Like I said before, I would love this channel to grow. I would love more exposure. But if I'm only stuck with 25 subscribers, or if it goes down to 20, which that would really suck, then it's cool. I'm not worried about it. It's fine. I do this for me. I just want to help people. I hope that I can bring up good conversation. And if there's certain topics that you think that I should talk about, and if you enjoy my conversations, then hey, put them in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll give them a thought. I'll give them a think. And if I think it's pretty good, and I can spin it to the way that I want to talk about it, then yeah. Because listen, spinning is like the wrong terminology, I know. But I talk about certain things because I'm passionate about them, because I want to talk about them. Because I just don't talk about, that's like the Brie Larson stuff and the Jordan Peele stuff. Dude, that shit happened like weeks ago, right? But I wanted to talk about it. Like the Jordan Peele stuff was last week. The Brie Larson stuff was like fucking 3 weeks ago, when the movie before the movie fucking came out, Captain Marvel, to the theater. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of those things, man. I am not like a fucking hot buzz. I'm gonna fucking talk about this. I'm no person. If you're looking for John Campia, I am not that motherfucker. That's not me, man. Hell no. I wouldn't mind being on John Campia's show as a guest. Guy like Robert Meyer Burnett. And John Cappy's pretty cool. And well, what's that? The new host. Her name's Ashley. Yeah, she's pretty cool too. See, I've been watching his stuff lately. You know, I've been getting, you know, like it popped up. I think it was because I was searching for Captain Marvel stuff, and like and John Campy show popped up on the YouTubes, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, man, I'll watch it. Yeah, no, I like the format, and yeah, if I could be a special guest, you know, wants to give my YouTube channel some notoriety, then by all means, you know, they want to take me under their wing, you know, that's totally cool. But yeah, I just once again, I know I'm ranting, but I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this audio vid pod. It means a lot to me. And I'm not trying to get sappy here or anything, but it does to everyone who listens and who likes the videos and comments and subscribes to the channel, and to the people too who share the video. Because if even if I'm not your cup of tea, you know, if you just share the video, I mean, it means the world to me. It really does, and I'm very gracious and thankful to everybody who listens to this. And I just want to say, love to all, God bless, and as always, that magic word. No, it's not Shazam. It is Aloha.